Hi everyone, welcome to Indolove Creation channel and say hello to the Code Red Survival Kit. Because you know what, life is messy and we're choosing to be prepared and cute about it. This versatile wipe pouch is designed to fit pretty much any size wipes using the formula provided. So whether you're carrying baby wipes, sanitizing wipes, makeup removal wipes, you're covered. So the wipes have their own separate compartment. Like this one, I already filled it up with my face product. See, it has its own separate compartment for easy grab and go access from the front right here. So while the roomy main compartment has plenty of space to fit all your essentials. And this space is totally customized, you guys. So you can bring anything, first aid, snacks, chargers, anything you need. So it's practical, it's roomy, and you can get organized. So let's make it. Let me show you the material that I'll be using. This is bonded polyester. It's going to be my exterior. And then I have waterproof canvas Pro Shine for my interior. I have the grip lock nylon webbing, zipper tape and pull. And I recommend using non-fraying material because there's no interfacing here. So you don't want it fray. You can use vinyl as long as it's thin and pliable, because otherwise you're gonna have thick seams. So you don't want to use a stiffer kind of vinyls. And then for tools, we just use our basic tools like ruler, scissors, clips, some marking pens. What important is the pink and shear for sure. And some lighter and DST. Okay, now I'm gonna dissect this pouch for you. This is the half finished pouch. So basically it's a box within a box. The first box is the wipes pocket, which hold your wipes, and then it has its own box corner. And then this part is your exterior, which is going to be bigger than your wipes pocket, meaning that once it's finished you're going to have all space around this wipes. It's an empty space, so you can carry whatever that you want to carry along with your wipes. So this is the finished product right here. Open it up. Your wipe's gonna sit right here. And then you're gonna have all this space around. Let me show you how I measure my wipes. I like to use the Taylor's measuring tape. And then I'll start from this end of the packaging to the other end. And it gives me 7 inches for the length. If you happen to have end up with in between sizes like 7/8 or 3/8, you want to run it up to the next 1/4 inch. And then for the width, I have about 4.5. Yep, 4.5. And then for the heights, it's 2 inches. So stop below your flip top. Don't include your flip top. Okay, let me explain a little bit about the formula. As soon as you open the file, pay attention to the 3 tabs down here. The first one says 2 inches heights and below, which is referring to your desired pouch heights. So once you measure your wipes packaging, if it falls under 2 inches and below, this is the formula that you want to use. But when it's over than 2 inches, you're going to use the next one, the 2 inches heights and above. And then the third tab here is the label. which you can print and cut out, and then clip it to your pattern once you cut it out, your pattern pieces. That way you're not confused which one is which. And then the next one that I want to show you is about the conversion chart. Sometimes the Excel doesn't read fractions, so you want to put your numbers, your measurement, in a decimal format. So right here, like you see, I put a 1/4 inch means 0.25, 1/2 inch equal to 0.5, and 3/4 inch is 0.75. So let's say this one is 4.5, and then it will convert it into a fraction for you so you can match it with your rulers. And what else? I think that's it. And then you don't have to do anything on this green box. This is your calculations. Once you put in all your, once you fill up this white boxes with your measurement, it will give you the width and the length of your pattern pieces. And you just need to follow that, cut it out, and then put labels on it. And then these is your box corner sizes. There's 2 box corner sizes. The first one is for exterior, and then the second one is for your wipes pockets. So take your time in measuring your actual wipes, because this is really important. We got to be very accurate on this part, because this is what determines the size of your pattern. So if you put a wrong number here, your pattern, your pouch is going to end up either too tight or too big. So take your time on this one. If you're using a directional print fabric like I do, you want to decide what's the orientation you want. Like I like mine like this, so I cut out my front exterior and my back zip exterior lining the same orientations. So decide that first before you cut it out. As you all know, there's so many different sizes of wipes out there, and then eventually we're gonna need to create a cutout for your flip top. You see I have a circle one here, oblong, it's like a soft corner box. So what I use, it's a Pelon Decor tracing cloth. Here you go. Number 830. Pelon 830. So it's a sheer, thin material. So I just need to cut a small piece. The reason I have a full bolt because I used to make shirt and stuff. But you only need a small piece like this. Or if you can find like a thin piece of paper that you can see through it, you place it on top of the flip top, and then use Sharpie or pen and then trace the size of your flip top. After that, you're gonna cut it out, and then we're gonna use that as a template for our opening for the wipes. Okay, so this is the wipes that I'll be using. I'm gonna show you how I trace mine, because it's kind of square, so I just use the corner like this, just like that, and then I'll use my ruler to connect those corners. That's it. Now we check it. You're happy with it, you can cut this out. Okay, and then you're gonna fold it in half, whatever shape that you're gonna have might be, and fold it again the other way. So let me show you again. Fold it like this and fold it like this, and put that aside. Okay, so I put in the numbers, the measurement of my wipes. Notice my height is at 2 inches, so I used the formula for the 2 inches and below. So if you notice your height is higher than that, you want to use the other formula. So that's what I have, 4.5, 7, and 2, and then I put my desired pouch height at 3 inches. So it's just an inch difference than my wipe. I noticed that it's giving me enough space. So if you need more space than that, you can go ahead, change that number to however you like. So at the bottom here, the formula gave me this measurement for my pattern pieces. So I just go ahead and follow that and put labels on it. That way you don't get mixed up which pieces is which. And in the bottom here, it's the box corner sizes. We have the exterior part and then the wipes pocket box corner. So let's get started. Okay, let me cross check, make sure I have everything. Okay, I have my zipper tabs right here, zipper tape, webbing, 2 lining of the wipes pocket. Yep, I have those. And 1 lining, 6.5 by 9, front exterior lining. Front, okay, that's 1. And then 1 cut, 7/4 by 10 back zip. We have exterior and lining. Back zip lining, back zip exterior. And then I have 1 exterior at 7.5 by 10. It's my front exterior. There you go. We're ready. First thing we're gonna do is create that opening for our flip top wipes. So grab your front exterior. It should be an exterior fabric. And then let's find the center on all sides. Just fold it in half. And let's flip it. Find the center on all sides. Okay, I got that center, and this is the template that we made earlier from the flip top. Let's grab a ruler, and I'm gonna use a removable pen marking. Gonna make a line just like that in the middle. Approximate where the opening is going to be, the center. There you go. So earlier we fold this, remember we fold it in half and then we fold it again. So now we're going to center this cutout to the center marking that we make earlier. Like that. Now I'm going to transfer my template into my fabric. This one's easier because it's just a regular shaped rectangle. There you go. Just connect the corners. Uh-oh, that one's not connecting. Let's see. Okay, something right there. It should be okay. There you go. Okay, now we have our cutout. Put that aside. Now grab your front exterior lining. So the first thing we're gonna do is our wipes. Flip top opening. Okay, now the front exterior lining. Let's find the center marking on that as well on all sides. Okay, now you're gonna flip your front exterior right side up, and you're gonna place your lining right side down. Then we're gonna align that center marking. And then we're gonna clip it. I'm gonna add a couple more, just so I know they're not gonna shift later. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we're gonna take it to our sewing machine. One more. Take it to the sewing machine, and then we're gonna stitch along this draw line. There you go. I stitch it along those drawn line. Make sure you backstitch right here really well at your beginning and end. Now we need your grab your pinking shears, and then we're gonna cut this box. Let me make an opening first using this. Just make a cut inside that box, just so you can put your scissors in there. So carefully cut using your pinking shears about 1/8 away from that stitch you're stitching. Be careful, okay? You don't want to cut your stitching here. Just go slow. Okay, that's good. And since mine have a sharp corner like this, I like to cut that notch to go to that corner, but not touching my stitching, just a smidge. This way our exterior and our lining will lay nicely for the next step. So on all four corners. If your flip top is curvy, your pinking shear should help. But if you want to do notches on that curve, you can do that too. So now we already did that. We're gonna pull this lining through the hole. There you go. See, this is why I like to use pinking shears. I'm gonna press it the best you can. Since I'm using a waterproof canvas, I'm not gonna use iron. I'm just gonna use my finger, just finger press. It's pretty good. Like that. And then now we're gonna top stitch along the box. There you go. My opening its top stitch. Now I'm going to test it. Make sure it fits. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So now we can put this aside for now. We're going to move on with our wipes pocket. So we're making the pocket for our wipes. So there should be 2 pieces here, same size. I'm gonna zoom out the view a little bit. There you go. So we're gonna fold this lengthwise. Okay, so my measurement here on the wipes is 8 by 9. So the length is 9, which is the longest, as you can see. I'm gonna fold it lengthwise. Wrong side together. Just like that. Now we're gonna clip it. It's probably a bit overkill. I put too many clips, but that's okay. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing with the other piece. Flip it, fold lengthwise, and clip. That's good. So now we're going to take this to the sewing machine. We're going to top stitch the folded edge at 1/8, both of them. There you go. My wipes pocket top stitch. So now we want to measure, go back to our exterior piece. Measure this lining side. We need to know the width. It's at 6.5. The other way, besides just measuring, you can look back to your chart. Front exterior lining and look at the width at 6.5. Okay, keep that in mind. Now we're gonna lay our first half right here, the folded edge facing that way up, and then the other one we're gonna have the folded edge facing down, and we're gonna overlap. So now we have to adjust these, that way the width is 6.5. So I'm gonna place a ruler right next to it and adjust as needed to get that 6.5 measurement. Once you get that, you clip it. You're gonna do the same with the other side. Ruler next to it, 6.5, and okay, that's good. So now we're gonna go back to our sewing machine. We're gonna sew all around. We're gonna baste it at 1/8. Okay, now our 2 half pieces turn into 1. Find the center on all 4 sides. Okay, just clip a tiny notches there. Once you have that done, grab your square rulers and then look at your formula. We're gonna find the box size. This is for the wipes pocket. This is what I use. Okay, the formula says 1 inch. So let's do that. Square ruler, mark 1 inch. We're gonna do it on all 4 corners, okay? Take your time on these. Make sure you box it the right way, because I caught myself a couple of times looking at the wrong lines on the ruler. As my square not end up square. They're like rectangle. So yeah, take your time. Okay. Now that's good. Grab your exterior. Now we're gonna fold this in like this. Our purpose is to get it out of the way, that way we don't stitch it. We don't actually stitch them. Just clip it. There. And then we're gonna place our wipes pocket on top. Make sure your box corner visible facing you. And then start matching that center marking on all four. Do that first before you clip it all around. Okay, now we can clip it all around. Okay, now we got all that clipped. We're gonna stitch a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but we start outside the box, so don't stitch your box. Why? Because once it's all stitched out, we're gonna cut this out away. So make sure your first stitching doesn't touch the line. Okay, start from here, because otherwise you're gonna end up cutting your stitches later on when we get rid of the box. So start from here. Stop right here, a 1/4 inch seam allowance on all 4 sides. Okay, this is where we at. I make sure that I backstitch really well, beginning at the end, and also right here where the flap is, because this is gonna get open and shut quite a bit, just for added strength. Now we're gonna cut our boxes. That's one. We're going to do it on all 4 corners. Okay. One more. Okay. Toss that. So now, next, we're gonna pinch and pull away like that. And match that seams and clip. Do that on all 4. Pinch and pull, match the seam. And clip. Oh, I broke a clip. There you go. 2 more. Pinch, match the seam. Clip. 1 more. Pinch, match the seam, and clip. There. Now we're going to take it to the sewing machine. Going to stitch that at 1/4 inch allowance. Make sure, same thing, back stitch at the beginning, at the end. Okay, this is where we at. Our first box corners. It's for the wipes. I'm going to trim seam allowance here, make it nice and neat. Just snip it in half, so from a 1/4 now become an 1/8. Trim up all that loose There you go. Loose strings. All these loose strings. That's good. Now we're gonna birth it. Take that clip out of the way. Push out all that corners. So my wipes packaging height is 2 inches. So let's see. Yep, it's exactly 2 inches, like our wipes. So let's push out all that 4. And next we're gonna do fit check. We're gonna put the wipes in there and see how it fits. Okay, so the flip top face down. So match this side first. Your opening. And it fits. Should be ample space. Should fit nicely. Just like that. Now we're ready to assemble the exterior side. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna need is our both pieces of our back zip, the exterior and the lining. You need the zipper tabs, zipper tape, zipper pull. So go ahead, insert your pull first, that way we don't forget. Okay, now grab our tabs. There should be 4 pieces of these, okay? And we're gonna sandwich the zipper in between these 2 pieces. So look for the right side and then face it down. And clip. It'll be slightly bigger, wider, than your zipper, but that's okay because we're gonna trim it later. Same thing, face down. You see your zipper sandwich in between. We're gonna do that on both ends. Okay, now we're gonna stitch this at 3/8 seam allowance. Right here, very end. Okay, now our zipper tab is attached. We're gonna flip this out. Same thing, the other side, and match it. Now we're gonna clip again. Clip it back right here. Do the same thing on the other side. Fold it away from your zipper. Align it nice and clip. So now we're gonna top stitch our zipper tab at 1/8 right here. Okay, now our zipper tab is finished. Let's fold it in half like these. We're gonna find the center, but don't snip your zipper, you guys. Mark it with pen. Yeah. On both of the long edges, okay? So that's my center marking on the zipper on the back side. Next, okay, my tab is slightly bigger, so I'm gonna trim that up. Let's get my scissor here. I'm gonna trim it so it matches my zipper tape with. It's not much, just a little bit. Okay, that's good. So now, put that aside. Grab your back zip exterior first. Okay. Now we're gonna fold it lengthwise and find that center section and snip. Okay, same on the other side. Okay, you see that? So now use ruler and we're gonna cut, meet that center notches, and we're gonna cut this piece in half. Obviously, I need to replace my blade. Okay, that's already in half. Now, fold it again. We're gonna find the center of this half. Just on one side, we don't need both. Okay, let's do it on the other half. Fold in half. Find your center. There you go. Put that aside along with our zipper. Okay, we're gonna do the same with our back zip exterior lining. Again, fold it in half lengthwise. Find that center and snip. Do it on the other side. Okay, grab your ruler and your rotary cutter. Connect that center points and cut our piece in half. There you go. Again, fold one of the halves. Find your center point. Do that on both pieces. Okay, now we have all four out of that 2-piece now turning to 4 pieces. We're ready to make our back zip pocket. Okay, grab your zipper. Start with one exterior. We need the ST. That way our zipper doesn't shift. So just run the DSD along that clip edge, the one that has center point, okay? Okay, I'm gonna peel that. Now you're gonna flip your zipper right side down. We're gonna match the center point on the zipper to the center point on that exterior panel. And stick it to that DSD. Okay. Now we're gonna put more DSD on top of the zipper this time. Okay. Peel the backing. Now grab one of the lining. I'm gonna put right side down and then center that center point with the center point on your zipper here. Okay. So now we're gonna take this to our sewing machine. I'm gonna put a couple of clips on the side to help it not shift. Okay. We're gonna sew. So now the zipper is sandwiched in between these two pieces. Alright. Now we're gonna sew a 1/4 inch along this side. Okay, this is what it looks like. Now we're gonna flip the lining away from the zipper. Finger press that really well, and then do the same thing. Pull that exterior away from the zipper. Finger press it good. And then we're gonna top stitch at 1/8. We're gonna top stitch this. There you go. Half done. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the other half. So grab your exterior, the one that has center notch right here. Exterior, put your DSD along the one that has the center notch. Clip that. Now we're gonna grab our zipper, the one that's not sewn yet, that side. Flip it so it's wrong side up. Now match that center on our zipper to the center on the exterior. That. Okay, now lay DSD on top of the zipper. Okay, peel off the backing. Now grab the rest of your lining here, right side down. The center match with everything else. I'm gonna clip the side so they don't shift. Something here. Okay, now we're gonna sew the side at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, now the other side is attached, same thing. Push that lining away from the zipper, finger press it good, both lining and exterior, and we're gonna top stitch that. That's it. That's our back exterior done. Now we're just gonna trim this excess tab. Okay, now we're gonna prep it to be attached to our front. Okay, we're gonna attach it like this. Alright, they all match up. But first, we need to mark our box, the second box, which is exterior box at 1.5. So let's do that. I'm gonna draw right here. Grab your square ruler, 1.5, like there. And all 4. Oops, almost picked a wrong line there. 1.5, 1.5, okay. Perfect. Now we're gonna lay both exterior right side together. Okay, your zipper doesn't matter right now. The orientation, it could be closed that way, it could be closed this way, doesn't matter. So right now we need to clip this together. To make sure everything aligned, let's find center notches on these back one first. Okay. Okay, do it right here too, where that tab is. Okay, now we're ready. Right side together, the back and the front. Okay, clip the center first. On all four sides. Okay, once we got that clip, we can clip all around. Okay, now we're gonna head to the sewing machine. Same thing, 1/4" seam allowance. We're gonna start outside the box. Don't stitch your box. Start from here, stop right there. Make sure you backstitch really well at the beginning, at the end. And you want some extra strength right here. Extra stitches right there at the side. There you go. Now grab your scissors. We're gonna cut those boxes. It's almost there, guys. Almost there. It's like final steps. Okay, you already know what's next. We're gonna do that pinch, pull and pinch again. Right there. This is the one where the zipper close up, heading this way. You see the head right there? This is where our webbing is gonna be. So, I'm not gonna clip the middle section of these. The seams aligned, but I'm not gonna clip it there because I'm gonna insert the webbing. So clip it on the side. This one's too. Pull it. Align that seams. Open your seams and put your clips on the side. Right, just like that. Now grab your webbing, open that a little bit, and put it in the middle. There you go. One end this way, the other end the other way. Make sure they're not kink. Now we're going to center it at the seam. Leave about a 1/4 inch and then clip. I'll do a bigger clip because I don't want to break the small clip. So push that in, center it right in the middle of the seam, sticking out about 1/4 inch, and clip. Okay, now we go on the other end. This one doesn't have a webbing, so we can just box it as normal. Pinch and pull and clip. Okay, now we're gonna head to our sewing machine. We're gonna stitch all this. We're gonna box it. 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, all four corners is boxed. I'm gonna trim that webbing. Where is my scissors? So it's not sticking out. And I'm gonna burn it. Trim up all that loose strings. Okay, now open your zipper. You can birth it now. There we go. Make sure you push out all that 4 corners. So according to our formula, our desired pouch height is 3 inches. I'll get my roller. Yep, it's perfectly 3 inches right there. We are on point. So this is what it looks like. So let's, what is my wipes? Where's my wipes? Okay, that's the opening of the wipes. Put the head in there. There you go. Look the amount of space I got there. This is out of 1 inch difference. Look at that. So all around here, it's space. All around your wipes. It's a lot of space. And then as you use the wipes, you even have more space. Just like that. Isn't it cool? So I fill this one up with my face creams and stuff, because this one is a makeup remover. I made one for my hubby. It's like toiletries, so when we travel, you can bring those. This is mine. They're all different sizes. They're different thickness. And this is the biggest one. It's for my puppies. It has their poo bag, their grooming comb, and then they need wipes after they eat, after they take a walk. So yeah, I hope you guys try out this pattern. It's really exciting. You can get creative with it. I have a tester that used buckle here instead. So play around with it and make it yours. And thank you so much for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, like, and share with all your friends. Thank you, guys.